Sunday Reflection by Rev.Fr Clifford Atta Anim. February 16th, 2025, Jeremiah 17 verses 5 to 8, 1 Corinthians 15 verses 12, 16 to 20, Luke 6 verses 17, 20 to 26. True happiness in the light of the Beatitudes. The readings for today remind us that genuine happiness or beatitude comes from recognizing that we are beloved children of God. Our joy is found not in worldly success such as wealth, health, or power, but in living a life of faith, charity, and trust in God. Jesus teaches that we find true fulfillment when we share our blessings with those in need and work to uplift the marginalized, echoing his own option for the poor. The term beatitude carries a double meaning, both experiencing God's favor and attaining true, lasting happiness. In the first reading, Jeremiah 17 verses 5 to 8, the prophet contrasts those who trust in human strength with those who trust in the Lord. He describes the truly blessed as those who place their confidence in God, likening them to a tree planted by the waters, resilient even in times of drought. Similarly, Psalm 1 reinforces this idea, teaching that those who delight in God's law and meditate on it day and night will be blessed. St. Paul in the second reading, 1 Corinthians 15 verses 12, 16 to 20, reminds us that ultimate beatitude is not fully realized in this life but in the resurrection. He assures us that Christ's triumph over death guarantees our hope of eternal joy in heaven. In the Gospel, Luke 6 verses 17, 20 to 26, Jesus presents the Beatitudes, revealing the paradoxical nature of true blessedness. He declares, "Blessed are you who are poor, for the kingdom of God is yours." Luke 6 verse 20. This teaching aligns with the wisdom of Proverbs 19 verse 17, which states that giving to the poor is like lending to the Lord, who will reward such generosity. Jesus also blesses those who hunger, weep, and suffer persecution for his sake, promising them divine consolation. This message echoes Isaiah 61 verses 1 to 3, where the prophet speaks of the Messiah bringing good news to the poor and binding up the brokenhearted. However, Jesus does not glorify suffering in itself, but emphasizes the spiritual disposition behind it. The truly blessed are those who endure hardships for the sake of God's kingdom, finding their hope in him. This is exemplified in the lives of biblical figures like Job, who remained faithful despite his suffering, Job 1 verse 21, and the apostles, who rejoiced in their persecution for Christ, Acts 5 verse 41. Living the Beatitudes in daily life, millions around the world suffer from poverty, hunger, and persecution. As followers of Christ, we are called to be agents of his love, bringing hope to those in despair. Jesus' words in Matthew chapter 25, verses 35 to 40 remind us that whenever we serve the needy, we serve him. Action over complaint. Instead of blaming political systems for injustice, we are called to act. As St. James writes, faith without works is dead, James 2:17. Each act of kindness, feeding the hungry, sheltering the homeless, or comforting the brokenhearted, becomes a living witness to the Beatitudes. Choosing the right path, the early Christian text, the Didache, teaches. There are two ways, one of life and one of death, and there is a great difference between the two. Jesus presents us with this same choice. The way of true happiness is not found in self-indulgence, but in self-giving. As he said, whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. Matthew 16:25. The Beatitudes lead us to this path of eternal joy, rooted in love and service. By embracing the spirit of the Beatitudes, we walk in the footsteps of Christ, reflecting his love to the world and finding in him the source of our true happiness. God bless you.